Hi everyone, it's Fiona and I'm back with part 2 of making this journal for beginners. If you missed the first video, for the cover I just used one of the double pages, this one, and I just cut it out, folded it in half. Well, I cut it out and then I glued one of the painted papers from the Blushing Rose kit. I just glued that onto the back, cut it out, and I've rounded the corners. So that's all that I've done so far. And you don't have to glue anything on the back if you don't want to. You can leave it plain, but that's the way that I want to do this one. It gives a bit of a sturdier cover, and I've also coated it with some PVA glue mixed with water. It just sort of seals it all, and it does look a little bit darker than the other pages because when you put the sealer on, it makes it darken up a little bit. So that's the cover for now. So what I'm going to do now is start preparing my pages. So I've got the 10 pages here, and I'm going to cut them down. For some reason my printer doesn't print right to the edge. I think it's at my actual printer, because I've noticed that other people, they print them out and it takes up more or less the whole page. But yeah, if any of you can let me know if yours are printing out like this or if they're filling the page, because for some reason I make them in the A4 size, but when I print them out they come out smaller, so I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, I don't mind, because I actually quite like this size for a journal. So I'm just using a cutting mat with a trimmer. I just find these a lot more a bit sharper than a craft knife and easier to use. They're a bit sturdier. If you've got a cutting a paper trimmer, use one of those. I'm not using mine today. And I've got a metal ruler, which I find is a lot better than a plastic ruler for doing this. Just cutting them all down. Just make sure they're lined up every time. Cut out. What I'm going to do is glue my pages back to back. We have 10 pages, so when I glue them back to back, I'm still going to end up with 5 double pages, so it'll be 10 pages once they're folded in half. And because it's not going to be a very big journal, it's only going to be one signature, so that's going to be plenty. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead, glue them all back to back. I'm sure you don't want to watch me doing every single page, so I'll go ahead and do that and I'll be back. So I'm back and I've glued all my pages back to back like this, and I've run a score line down the middle, scored it with my bone folder. So the next thing I want to do is I want to round my corners. So I have a corner rounder punch here, If you don't have one, you can do it, you can make yourself a template. So just grab a piece of paper. So you can just get a piece of paper and a pencil, and on the corner you can just draw your little rounded bit like this, and then cut that out. And then all you need to do is use this as a template. So you just draw around it and then cut it out with your scissors. That's a good way of doing it if you don't have a corner punch. So I'm just going to quickly do this. I just find that I think it looks a little bit better, but not only that, it protects the corners from getting ripped and worn. But I don't always do this either. And in case you're wondering, to glue the pages together, I used a clear glue, like a clear tacky glue. I find if you use the white glue, like the PVA, it's takes a lot longer to dry, so I like to use a clear glue, quick drying. It also doesn't leave your paper so wet. Or you can use double-sided tape if you have that. Okay, so that's that. And so the next thing you can do if you want to is ink the edges. And I'm going to do that just quickly. Doesn't need a lot of inking on this one because the edges are already sort of darkened, but just to take the white of that paper away there, just run a little bit of ink around. And this is not a very dark ink, this one's called tea dye. I quite like it. It's a Tim Holtz Distress ink. So just a touch of it there and on the fold. I'm just doing it very quickly. I only want sort of a light, fairly light sort of ink on this one. So yeah, in this video we're just preparing the pages and show you how to get them all ready and put them into a signature. And in the next video we'll sew them into our cover. And I'm just using a makeup sponge, by the way. This is sometimes I use these little wedges as well. You can get these ones, but I've run out of the little pads that stick on there, and this one's really dirty, so that's why I'm just using this. To the other side. Okay, so that's those pages already. So the next thing I'm going to do is have a look at the other pages that I'm going to add, and I think I'm going to need to cut these down as well. So I'm just going to get one of the pages, use it as a template. So we can see, yeah, we need to cut the end off. I might actually put it in the middle, so we've got more of an even pattern from the pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably don't need that many. I've got the extra ones here. That's okay. Yeah, so I'll cut one and then I'll go off camera and cut the rest of them. I'll just show you how I'm going to do this one. Get my cutting mat. So I'm going to kind of centre it. Make sure it's straight. I'm going to use my ruler and put it right on the edge of the paper, so I'm not cutting any of it off. Of the top page. Cut down there, and I can probably do more than one at a time actually. Go around the other side. Quite straight, close enough. And then I've just got this bottom bit. Okay, so that's all I need to do. And I'm just going to round the corners like the other ones. Round the corners. And then I'll ink up the edges. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that off camera and I'll be back. So I've cut out all my pages to the same size. So the next thing I want to do is decide what order I want these pages to go into my book. So I've got the cover here. So I need to decide which page I want showing next. I might put this one here. And one of these ones. I haven't folded them properly. Just crease them up. So obviously any order that you want to have them. I think I'm going to do them alternately. So one of those, then I might get one of the coffee dyed ones. That. I think this one. Then one of these ones. And it'll have to be another coffee dyed one. I've probably got too many pages. Probably didn't need the coffee dyed ones. It's already quite thick. Now I'm going to put this one. Those butterflies. And this one. Do that one. Upside down. That one. And this one. And this one. I might not use that grid paper in this one. Or I might use it for something else. Roses one there. And then three there. I might put this page there. Yep. And then in the center, this is where you need to decide if you want to include any envelopes or paper bags, smaller pages, things like that. So you want to pop them in as well. So I'm just going to get this paper bag, hold it, and I'm going to use it like a page, which I'll cut off this end. Actually, I'll do that now, so that you can use both sides as a pocket. Just need to cut a little tiny bit off the end. There. And where am I going to put this one? Might put it in here, I think. And you need to line it up exactly where you want to have it before you sew it in, to make sure it's in the right spot. And I want to put an envelope in the center, but I want to sew it into the center so that it's how can I explain? Well, I'll show you so you know what I mean. Sorry, I'm not very good at explaining things sometimes. So I've got all my bits and pieces which I'll cut out soon. I just want to use one of the envelopes in the center here. I'll cut it out. So yeah, I want to attach it into the center so that it's a full envelope, and when it's attached, it will cover up the stitching, the center stitching. Just folding it along the fold lines. That must be the bottom. Yeah, because the longer flap here is the envelope, and your top flap is the sort of shorter one there. So I'm not going to glue that together until after the signatures are sewn in. Just give it a little bit of ink here and there. Some of that tea dye ink. There we go. So what we need to do is so that when the signatures are sewn in, the envelope's going to flip over like this. So then you know that the line that you're going to need to sew on is this one here, and then we'll glue it together afterwards. So in that case, when you attach things like this, you need to do this for your pages anyway to get them ready to sew in, is to get some of these little clips here. I've forgotten what they call them. Not sure if they're bulldog clips or whatever they are, but or if you've got some of the really large paper clips, they work as well. So as to make sure all your pages are in line, and then just get it and hold it all together like this. Let's grab another one. And I'm going to do one, and I'll just make sure they are straight. Line them all up. Some of mine aren't exactly the same, which I don't mind. It all adds to that handmade look, I think. So that's straight enough for me, and I'm going to put one on the top and the bottom. There. And then I'm also going to put one on this page, if I can find another one. Which I probably can't, knowing me, now that I'm on camera. Oh, here's one. So I'm not too worried about the flat there. Well, yeah, I'll just make sure that I keep an eye on it, because these clips aren't long enough to go down there. So I'm just gonna make sure I've got that. Go like this. And when we're sewing, we'll be starting in the center here anyway. So the next thing we need to do is to make our holes. We need to place our holes. So, and we need to, yeah, so what I'm going to do is make a template for that. Okay, so I'm just going to make up a bit of a template so I know where to place my holes evenly. You don't have to do this with a single signature, because you can just go ahead and poke your holes through, because you don't really have to measure you know, like 3 or 4 separate signatures and make sure they're lined up. But I'm just going to do this. I'm not sure if I might even do the cover separately, because it might be a bit thick. Oh no, it should be fine. So I'm just going to cut a length of card or paper, it doesn't really matter, the same length as the book. There. I'm going to cut that. And then if you're going to be making oh sorry, what did I do that for? I meant to cut that, not just draw a line. If you're going to be making quite a few of them this size, like this height, you can keep this template for future reference. So that's why it's a good idea. So I'm just going to fold it so I can find the center line. Fold it in half. My fingers don't want to work properly today. Just fold that in half, and then I'm going to measure. I'm going to measure how long this is. I've got 8 inches. I've got 8 inches there, and I need 3 holes. So So I'm going to come in 2 inches from either end. I think that will be okay. So if I made it 1 inch, 1 inch. Yeah, actually I think I'll make it a little bit longer. So I'm going to come in at 1 inch from either end. Mark it at 7 and mark it at 1. So then I'm left with 6 inches in the middle, so the middle is going to be at 4 inches. So I've got that one there. So I've got my 3 holes marked. Just going to get my little pokey tool and poke the holes in here. And just put something soft underneath. I've just got my cutting mat there, but it's probably not a good idea to use your cutting mat. Got 3 holes there. So what you want to do is you want to sort of partly close your book up a little bit so that that actually sits right in that groove there, and make sure it's all lined up. And then you can get another clip. I'll just use this one here. Get another clip to hold that in place. And you can hold it top and bottom if you want to. And all you need to do now is make your hole all the way through with your tool. But it'll be straighter if you make sure that it's folded like this rather than flat, because that's the natural way that the book wants to close. So I'm just doing it slowly, not just gradually. Until I've got it right through to the outside. It's probably quite a thick signature really for one signature. Well, the pages are fairly thick, so I can see that it's come through the other side now. So that's one hole done. Just keep making sure that your pages are lined up. Next one. Second one there. And the last one. Yeah, so now we're all prepared to sew our pages in. We've got the envelope in there. I've got everything in there that I want all lined up to go. So that's it for this video, and in the next video I'll show you how to sew the pages together. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.